Who can resist taking a sachet when they have insomnia, stress relief, and sleep aid in survival against hunger and cold? He is a blessing for those who suffer from insomnia at night. Hopefully, after reading this, you'll sleep soundly until you naturally wake up. I'd guess your phone battery is around 68% at this point. Quickly get into bed and adjust the volume. Next, place your left foot on top of your right foot. Let's unwind together. Snowflakes swept across the mountainside. Hasselblad is currently making difficult progress. In this area, one kick. The accumulated snowflakes had already soaked up to my knees. Every step here is extremely physically demanding. On the calm snow behind me, all that remained were the trails of the tow truck. A gust of wind blew. The frost-covered leaves on the branches suddenly fell like snowflakes from the sky. Carrying heavy loads in such cold conditions, Hasselblad's physical strength gradually became unknown. They immediately decided to set up their tents in this open space. The tent benefited from the abundance of trees around it. It can also shield some of the wind and snow. Make a decision. Hasselit began to act. Thick snow piled up on the ground. With each step, a soft, rustling sound was heard, relaxing and stress relief. A clean, burnt hole was quickly obtained. The next step is to set up the tent. Gently shake the snowflakes off your luggage. Take out the military green tent and pull it open. Due to the tents we brought earlier, it is very stable in feng shui. We specifically bought an upgraded tent, this time. The assembled frame is connected to the tent door. Several thick black frames covered the entire tent. This way, the tent is less likely to deform. To add another one to the tent, iron pins also need to be inserted into the four corners again. Leisurely and pleasant camping life. Some equipment is still needed. He also prepared brand new coins for this purpose. Install exhaust pipe. Then tie the ropes securing the exhaust pipe around the perimeter. Next, open the ventilation holes on the tent. Avoid carbon dioxide emissions from combustion fireplaces. Put on your snowshoes. Go outside to collect firewood. Among the pure white snow lotus in the mirror, only the sound of the handsaw striking the wood echoed. After returning to the tent, he continued working on the whole piece of wood. Outside, snowflakes fell rapidly onto the branches. Make a sound, in anticipation of the upcoming night. Hasselblad turned on the white and red lights inside the tent. The extremely low temperature left him hungry and cold. Add firewood to the brand new fireplace. Gradually, the flames ignited the alcohol block in the middle. Now just wait for the firewood to burn. The golden flames danced and twirled inside the fireplace. Hasselblad cut open the moisture-proof pad for his calves. She nestled in front of the warm fireplace, warming herself. As the numbness in my hands and feet gradually subsided. He needs something warm to wake him up. The clean snow melts and heats in the pot. Open the control panel. The crushed tea leaves from the novel were put into a tea bag and then placed in a pot. The wind and snow outside raged incessantly. The snow was piling up very quickly at the top of the tent. Add firewood to the fireplace. Ensure sufficient internal temperature of the firepower. Osu took out pots, pans, and dishes and began preparing dinner. Add another pot of water and heat it up. Take a sip of hot tea while waiting. This time, he chose a jade material package, perfectly suited to the current situation. Quick and convenient. It only takes a few minutes to complete. A bottle of fine wine paired with flavorful chunks of meat. The crispy treats made me feel refreshed and relaxed. Can't sleep, lying in bed. Tell me, how many miles of doom scrolling was that? This is snow camping, your ticket to ease the insomnia terminator. Guaranteed sweet dreams, or your money back. Kidding. I bet your left foot is currently owning your right foot, and your phone's at 100%, ready for a long night. No emo vibes here, that's so 2008. You know the rule, scroll this far, your thumb's on fire. So, let's start today's bedtime story. Ah yes, Kurt, our favorite frosty fellow. Why's he here? His last shelter, a single piece of bark, was a smash hit with you guys. So, to try a different kind of extreme real estate, Kurt abandoned his chart-topping bark shack. He and Big Yellow are back on the road, and have landed at a new, hopefully safe, spot. This snow is thick. Man and dog are struggling. But hey, fortune favors the freezing. They found a nice, windproof nook. Flat and snow-free-ish. Time to build shelter 2.0. This whole snow trip is Kurt's jam. And now, he gets busy. Step 1. Stomp out a dance floor. A conveniently placed boulder. This rock makes a great wall. Now he just has to pile up all the other snow. This giant snow pile will then become a glorious snow fort. To the forest for sticks. Many, many sticks. These are official wall sticks. He stabs the snow pile repeatedly. With the sticks for support, he can pile the snow even higher. It's like snow lasagna, but with twigs. By linking them together, the wall is now half a Kurt tall. In the Great White Nothing, a man wages war on snow. After what feels like an eternity, his snow hole is finally taking shape. Time to assemble the saw. A tree is about to have a bad day. Operation Get More Wood continues. He shaves his new logs, then hauls them back to the pit. The straightest sticks go on the rock to become roof beams. Now, about that roof. He'll need a bazillion pine branches to cover those beams. Kurt gathers the roof fluff. The dog supervises, offering zero help. After layering the roof with a zillion pine branches, Kurt grabs a shovel. Time for snow frosting. This plugs up the holes and activates stealth mode. Behold, Kurt, the Michelangelo of snow forts. Every move is super precise. No goofing allowed. He is allergic to shoddy workmanship. He grabs a ton of dry branches to slap on the final wall. You guessed it, more snow. And right on cue, the sky starts helping. Good timing, because the fort is almost done. As the old saying goes, slow and steady wins the warm hut. Kurt leisurely jams sticks into the snow. The last few gaps are getting plugged. And the final touch is more snow. Surprise. The shelter, conveniently located by a giant rock, is now basically invisible. Exterior, complete. Time for interior decorating. In he wriggles. He shovels the floor, because nobody likes a snow carpet. It's not exactly the Ritz, but it's a cozy studio for him and the dog. Kurt and Doggo admire their handiwork. Okay, breaks over. Back to it. He grabs some pine for that rustic, spa-like scent. Time to unpack the serious hardware. Behold, the portable Volcano 5000. Kurt versus snow. Kurt wins. He plants the new furnace by the big rock to prevent the stove from sinking to the Earth's core. He gives it a nice pine branch mattress. The chimney pokes out, trying to look casual. And just like that, one fully assembled human toaster is ready. Excellent. The leftover branches become this season's hottest flooring. Da Huang offers no physical help, but provides intense supervision. Kurt sets up the sleeping area, which Da Huang immediately claims. Finders keepers. The stove is installed, but now it needs to be fed. Kurt returns with an armful of its favorite snack, back at the entrance-turned-workshop. He chops the wood into bite-sized pieces, perfect for easy munching. Suddenly, the sky decides to dump more snow. Da Huang. Nope. Kurt brings the stove's buffet back inside the house, stacking it with architectural precision. First, a few twigs for an appetizer. He fed the stove a wood sandwich. Kurt used some fancy tree bark to start the party. Then, some aggressive scraping. Poof, a baby flame was born. The stove roared like a tiny dragon. This is Kurt and Dawan's snow adventure. This is the life. Dahuan, meanwhile, is a professional blanket burrito. The chimney's little smoke signals told the squirrels they had company. The smoke against the snow looked like a super fancy painting. And the snow just wouldn't quit. The forest got a fresh coat of white. So Kurt went on another wood-gathering quest, stockpiling like a paranoid squirrel. The sun decided to clock out. Back inside, Chef Kurt got to work. He whipped out the good stuff and popped open a mysterious jar of sauce. Pre-pampered beef, meat hot pan, a dash of tingly peppercorns, star, anise, and other flavor dust. First, another log for the hungry fire. Then, he got the oil, good and angry. In goes the steak for a nice hot bath. The sauce gets warmed up on the side. Ah, the glorious sound of sizzling. It immediately smelled way too good. Juicy. Oh yeah, gimme that. With the food finally ready, Kurt burrowed into his fork and inhaled his dinner. He sliced the beef with his tiny knife, even sharing a saucy bite with his buddy. Fully refueled, he fed the fire some absolute units, because big logs are basically fire cruise control. After making his nest, he and Da Huang became a cuddle puddle. By the fire's romantic glow, he completely conked out. The next morning, still snowing, of course, the chimney proved he hadn't frozen. Kurt was technically awake, but refused to leave his cocoon. He and the dog were in a warmth pact. As the fire started to fade, Kurt tossed at a log without getting up. Maximum laziness achieved. He just stayed in his toasty burrito, already planning his next escape. But all good things must end. Time to face reality. Ugh. Kurt booted up and braved the cold. He turned a mysterious snow knob, Then, back inside for one last feast. With Dao Huang in tow, breakfast was annihilated. Kurt wrangled his camping gear and hit the infamous Dolphin Road.